Oh, boom! That is a confirmed top 100 kill. Back into the top 1500, the top 1300, 1313, going 4-0 with this new GRUUL deck that I've been brewing up. And we just took down the old top GRUUL deck, which is a perfect finale for the video. Hello, good game. Welcome back, ghouls and goblins. I hope you're all having a magical day. Thank you so much for taking the time to support the channel. Make sure to leave a thumbs up. It helps so much. Today, we have a brand new GRUUL deck, and I think it might be the best GRUUL deck. 100% win rate, 4-0, going from 96% into the top 1300, and matching a top 100 ranked player utilizing the old GRUUL deck, which is really exciting. So we get to see both versions go head to head. Within today's video, we're going to break down the deck list, talk about our strategies and synergies, showcase our gameplay footage, discussing our playlines and interactions, and of course wrapping up with our final thoughts and deck review. This will give you, the viewer, a good idea whether or not the deck fits your personal playstyle, and of course, your wildcard collection. Thanks again for watching, I really do appreciate it. Like the video if you haven't done so yet, and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on our contests and giveaways. Let's get into it. Alright, best GRUUL, straight to the manifestation. We had to make it so. 3.4 average mana value, 7 non-creatures, 31 creatures with 22 land. However, we do have the additional Kazandu Valley as the MDFC attached to the Mammoth as well, bringing us to 26. While we're on the Mammoth, we utilize not only landfall within the deck via the Mammoth and Elemental, but the learn mechanic as well through the Professor and the Phoenix. The main strategy of the deck is to get the Great Henge out as soon as you can. This is a 9 CMC legendary artifact that costs X less to cast, where X is the greatest power among creatures that you control. We can tap it to add 2 green to our pool, also gaining 2 life. Whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield under our control, put a +1/+1 counter on it and draw a card. This is, such a banger, and it's going to be sad to see it go. I know a lot of you will be happy, and again, rotation happens in September, so you still have a while. The last 4 sets leave, and we get to keep the current 3, and we get 1 brand new one released simultaneously, in case you're wondering. However, moving back to the deck now. We've got a couple ways to get the Henge out on turn 4. Kazandu Mammoth, a 3/3 with landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield, it receives +2/+2, making it a 5/5 on turn 4, allowing us to reduce the cost of the Henge by 5, playing it for 4 on turn 3. The same goes for Lovestruck Beast. It's organically just a 5/5 for 3 mana. Great. And of course we have Brushfire Elemental as a 1/1 with haste. It also has landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield, it receives +2/+2. We can utilize the Fabled Passage on the Elemental, putting it to 3 and then putting it to 5 to still cheat in the Great Henge. We also have access to the Gemrazer, which can go on the Stonecoil Serpent or the Brushfire Elemental on turn 3, potentially allowing us to drop the Henge again on turn 4. The Stonecoil Serpent will have the +1/+1 counters, and the Brushfire Elemental will increase in strength when the land enters the battlefield. You can see that the majority of the deck revolves around consistently playing the Henge on turn 4. We have some removal here. 4 copies of Bonecrusher Giant, Stomp for 2 mana at instant speed as the Adventure. Damage can't be prevented this turn. Stomp deals 2 damage to any target, right? So this is good for early game removal. We also have 3 copies of Ram Through at instant speed for 2. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control. If the creature you control has trample, excess damage that would be dealt to that creature will go to its controller instead, which is really nice because we have a lot of trample in the deck. Stonecoil Serpent has trample, Gemrazer has trample, Gnarled Professor has trample, right? So a lot of trample to get a little bit of extra damage in on our opponent. Moving now to the Retriever Phoenix and Gnarled Professor. Both for 4 mana, the Phoenix is a 2/2 with flying and haste. They both learn when they enter the battlefield. This is great because it gives us access to lesson cards from our sideboard, as well as discarding from our hand and taking a draw. Our main objective here is to play the Phoenix first, have it removed, play the Professor second, have the Phoenix come back if we can. If we have multiple copies of the Phoenix, we can first discard and then play them for free through the entering of another or even the Professor. Haste on the Phoenix is amazing as well, and that ETB from the grave through a learn will trigger the Great Henge as well. The Professor is a 5/4 with trample, again ETB learn. ETB stands for enter the battlefield. We have Heart's Desire for 1. This will allow the Lovestruck Beast to attack as it requires a 1/1 in play to attack. Don't worry though, we also have the Brushfire Elemental and the Stonecoil Serpent that can fulfill that. The Gemrazer, when it enters the battlefield, will destroy target artifact or enchantment as long as it mutates for 3 mana. The reach and trample here is nice as well. We have some basic lands, just for fun, right? Need them in a deck, I guess. And again, the passage is here for the landfall abilities. I think we've broken down all of the deck's strategies and synergies. When we learn, we can not only play our Phoenix from the grave, but we could potentially grab something from our sideboard. We have 2 copies of Start from Scratch, destroying artifact, dealing 1 damage to any target. Quite nice. Expanded Anatomy, 2 +1/+1 counters on target creature. It gains Vigilance. That's nice on a trample. We have 2 copies of Containment Breach, destroying artifact or enchantment. If its mana value was 2 or less, we get a pest that dies and we gain 1 life. 1 copy of Basic Conjuration, sorcery speed for 3, looking at the top 6 cards of our library, putting a creature card from among them into our hand, the rest on the bottom of our library, and gaining 3 life. And a single copy of Illuminate History for 4, discarding any number of cards, then drawing that many cards. If there are 7 or more cards in our graveyard, we'll create a 3/2 red and white spirit creature token, right? So that's nice as well. That's the sideboard. My favorites are the Containment Breach, Start from Scratch, to make sure that you're killing your opponent's artifacts and their enchantments as well. That's the deck list. I hope you guys enjoyed the deck tech portion of the video. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to leave them down in the comments below. Both myself and the community will do our best to get back to you and make sure that we can remedy any issues that you may have. We're going to break into today's gameplay footage now, discussing the playlines and interactions, and then we'll wrap up after that with my final thoughts and deck review. Thanks again for watching. If you haven't done so yet, make sure to like the video. It helps so much. Subscribe to the channel to partake in our contests and giveaways, and definitely check out our link tree that has all of the information that you'll need. Everything from the community invites, the tournaments, the giveaways, my Spotify's even on there, so a lot of really cool stuff. Check it out. Thanks again. Enjoy the gameplay footage, and we'll be back after that. Going first, Maya's getting all revved up. She says, just get on with it already. I like it. We have a turn 1 Lovestruck Beast, Heartless Act. Not Heartless Act, Heart's Desire. Sorry. Let me pause this background noise here. I mean, even, I gotta start paying more attention to what I'm doing in life. You're just now figuring that out, HGG? Leave me alone. Alright, and we're off to the races. Let's get the creature out. I'll sacrifice the 1/1 on the dog any day. Like, I would love that. They can't block the elemental, but they could trade with the human token, and, you know, I would be game for that. Definitely would not mind that. Do it. Do it. They don't. That's fine, though. We're gonna be okay. Professor of Symbology. So this is looking like a Winota deck. It could also be the Phoenix Learn deck. We've got a couple options here. 1 damage to any target for 3 mana. Let's take as much as we can. Hit for 6 here, and, you know, maybe they block with the Professor. I don't mind it, right? We don't mind it. It's non-human, so we definitely don't mind getting rid of it. Because if Winota does hit, all of the non-humans will trigger the ability, and, you know, then there's a bunch of humans. So they sack the dog. You know, that's nice. And they kill one of the elementals, hit for 2 down to 17. It could be worse, but, you know, I don't really think by that much. Let's get Lovestruck Beast in the way. Hit for 3, down to 9. And in our hand, we hold 4 damage, basically. So that's going to be a little bit. Hopefully it's enough. Aktos, definitely a Winota deck that missed the turn 4 drop of her. Whew! Ram through's pretty good. Land and play. Oh, we kind of messed that up because the beast cannot attack now. And this is by power, so it could block it. And this is on 3, so we could fight and then get through uncontended. Is this not a 3-drop? Oh, but the ram through is a 2-drop. I see. Why do this? This is a 3-drop that deals 1 damage. Now we're talking. Let's just hit for 2. It is what it is. We can slay Haktos and then continue to hit with the Brushfire. Winota would get to pull 1. We'd get the kill on Professor. Even if it was Blade Historian, the Lovestruck Beast will block and survive, which is nice. Oh! Goldilocks. That's 10 damage. We can actually trade here, though, with the Lovestruck Beast. We have lethal, though, if we just leave it, and we use our fight effect on the Professor. I'll allow it. Down to 7. Not great. This is 2 mana. They could play another creature. That would be annoying. Let's see what's going on. And that's a nail biter for sure. What you gonna do, Willis? Okay, so they do get another creature in play. Not bad. So we stomp the Professor. We ram through the Shield Mage. And then we smash through the gates of Gondor for the win. Nice. Our opponent's playing first. Ooh, we have an Elemental. We have a Mammoth. We have a Henge. Let's go slow with the Mammoth. We don't have a second forest, and we do need one. So that's going to be our first objective. This looks like it could potentially be another Winota deck. How much do I love it? So much. Let's crush it. It gains indestructible. Awesome. Right? I love that. Very cool. They're drawing off the top of our library. That's cool too. Hollow Blade. These are both humans though. They take 2 Gemrazers as well. That's some luck. Let's kill the robber. And get in the way of the blade. Just to force removal or discard from their hand. It also prevents the damage. So they have their 4 mana in play. We draw the Bonecrusher. We get hit for 3 down to 12. Yikes. Ay caramba. Oh, that is good though. Can we survive until next turn? Don't you dare. Do they have another Bonecrusher? I'm gonna freak out. I'm gonna have a BF. Alright, that's okay. Hopefully there's no shock. Down to 9. This takes it to 3. This takes it to 5. We play the Henge for 2. Keeping that red mana up. And we get our Giant in play. That's always nice. Gain 2 life. Draw a card. And we hit for 5. They're down to 14. You know, kind of closing that gap a little bit. Oh, that hurts. Hit for 7. Yikes. Down to 4. Giant goes out. Let's just go wide, and then hopefully there's not another Skyclave apparition or a maul of Skyclaves. Okay. I mean, that is the best draw we could have got, just to fill up the field again, go wide. So they have 2 cards in hand. Hopefully, you know, no Embercleave either. Oh, the Spellbinder takes the Phoenix or Ram through. Either way, doesn't matter. We can cast both. But they get the Flyer, right? So we have to remove the Flyer with Ram through or play the Phoenix to block. It is going to be okay. Playing the Phoenix, taking the draw. We still have mana for Ram through. I'm gonna kill one of their creatures. It's cheaper than Ram through. Getting rid of the Flyer. Right, that's really good news for us. This is where it gets awkward. Right? No attacks. Let's just try to outvalue them. We need to kill the Giant and the Skyclave in case there's a Winota. This might not be a Winota deck, though. I don't know. Let's kill the War Singer. Get rid of the Graveyard Recursion. Lovestruck Beast for the draw. You know, we're really filling up the field here. Get another in. 3 6/6s. That's too much. Let's send the one Lovestruck Beast in. Taking them down to 8. And I think we're doing good here. I think we're doing good. Hopefully there's no Winota. But we do have some nice blockers. Nice. 2 in a row. You love to see it. Going first. It could be good. This needs to be a forest, sadly. If we top deck a forest, I'm gonna be so sad we're just missing out on so much damage. I hope we don't. We'll send out our love here. They're untapped. We take a forest. Hopefully we don't draw a forest. Nope. We still have our dignity. Hit for 1. Oh, first strike! Well, not first strike. It's a little bit different in this game. First blood, we'll call it. That's like a an Unreal Tournament thing. First blood. I used to play so much Unreal Tournament. We're in tapped again. Good news. Actually, we should have kept that. Oh my gosh, I'm a dummy. That was our henge mana. I messed up. I got greedy. I was like, look at all this damage we can do. Right? I got too greedy. I mean, 10 damage, though, is... It's hard not to take that. Thank to dust. Okay, they took a land, so they don't get a life gain, they just get a draw. Let's see how all that works out. Another land. So this gets us incredibly close. Like down to 1 close. Is this a 4-color deck? It is. Nice. They take odd instead of even, so we just take the hit. Oh, nice. I think we're in a good space to get it anyways, but that definitely made it a lot easier. Alright, you guys. Top 186. Oh my gosh. Headphones down. Pay attention. Pay attention, HGG. No more engaging in Twitch chats. What are we going to do? We've got some stomps, so I like that. This is probably a GRUUL deck, yeah. Their GRUUL's more official than ours. We take a second green source here. Just immediately stomp the Rimrock Knight so it can't make any mana. Hit for 1. They get their 3rd mana with an Innkeeper. We immediately stomp that, take their draw away from them. We want to get these ramp throughs out, so we need this Gemrazer in play as soon as possible. This will be a second red source. Let's go Professor. It's better for the henge. Oh, they're gonna have the friggin' dragon, man. The friggin' dragon, man. What if we just make such a big body they can't deal with it? Or we should have taken Henge or Cleave shenanigans. The Outlaw. Okay. Woof. Henge in play. That's more than we should ever get. And then we deal 4 damage here. And then 5 damage here. Whew. Down to 11. We're at 19 with a Henge in play. I don't mind it. We still have another ram through. We have Gemrazers if they have their own Henge. Oh, boom! That is a confirmed top 100 kill. Back into the top 1500, the top 1300, 1313, going 4-0 with this new GRUUL deck that I've been brewing up. And we just took down the old top GRUUL deck, which is a perfect finale for the video. Let's break down the deck and talk about where we go from here. Alright, so what do you guys think of the deck? Is it the best GRUUL deck, or did I just get lucky? I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's the evolution of where we want GRUUL to go. The Zendikar is nice. We will lose the Stonecoil Serpent. We're going to lose the adventure cards, you know, the Great Henge as well. But I do think that there's a case to be made for Retriever Phoenix and Gnarled Professor. We've showcased this deck before, not utilizing the Brushfire Elemental or any of the ram throughs, right? That's something that I took from the last video. Trying to incorporate more instant speed interaction within the deck. So if we do get the mirror matchup, our opponent equips a cleave, you know, they're doing something funky, we can get the most value out of our ram through as possible. And with stuff like the Gnarled Professor, you know, it just works great because we have the trample, the same as a Stonecoil Serpent, you know, make that a 4/4. The Gemrazer goes onto it, it's an 8/8, and now ram through is dealing, you know, 6 damage to something while it attacks right after for another 8 potentially. So the damage output within the deck is high. I really enjoy it. I think it is something that I'm going to continue to play with. Obviously, the win rate reflects that. We should play with this for weeks, but unfortunately, it's a new deck right after this. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like the video if you haven't done so yet. Subscribe to the channel to partake in our 500,000 gem giveaway, the D&D rare playset. And I think that's something that we'll probably do every playset, if I'm being honest. So massive thank you to each and every one of you who've been supporting the channel, not only today, but all again in the future as well. Well, we've got to this point. So have yourselves a magical day. Watch some more HGG, and we'll see you soon in the next.